Hello, my prep's starting now. My prompt on this piece of paper. Nothing else is written there. Thank you. Fact, you're thankful with inaccessible bathroom. When am I ever going to be equal in the community? As a poet and a photographer, I truly take to heart the idea that a picture can tell 1,000 words. A picture can tell 1,000 stories. And a picture can change a single story. The picture you all have of me is probably college student. You got it right! But at the same time, how you see me, how you perceive me, how you accept me, depends on much more than my outward appearance. And for millions of Americans across the country today, the way our communities choose to accept us is based upon things we cannot control. Which brings us to our prompt today. If I have to feel thankful about an accessible bathroom, when am I ever going to be equal in the community? By Judith Hammond. This quote asks, what does it take to feel accepted? What does it mean for a community to accept you? And what do minorities face when simply asking for acceptance? We'll explore this through three key communities. First, Black Americans, then with female Americans, and finally, LGBTQIA Americans. Because it is tiring to ask for acceptance and be told to be thankful for the bare minimum. Starting with Black Americans, being told to be thankful for the bare minimum is literally written into the Constitution. I mean, the 3/5 compromise considers the least. Being counted as literally 3/5 of a human, expected to be thankful. In fact, Florida's education system, my home state, pushes the idea that slaves were taught tools, skills, and should feel thankful for the education that they received. If we move to modern day Black America, we are seeing very similar ideals play out today. Because when Black Americans call for justice, call for peace, call to not be killed in the streets, they are told to be thankful for the Civil Rights Act, to be thankful that incarcerations have minorly decreased, to be thankful that false imprisonments can be overturned. You see, how can a group expected to be thankful for simply not being killed be accepted in the greater American community that turns a blind eye to their suffering? And if we look towards female Americans, that same rhetoric is playing out today. I remember in 2022, sitting in my research lab, I was only 15, and the news of the Roe v. Wade overturning happened. I was sitting there, scrolling through the news because I was a little off task, and I just remember my feeling in that moment. I remember feeling defeated. I remember feeling like I wanted to cry. I remember the only question I had in my mind was simply, why? Why is the nation I live in returning my rights back to a place further than that of my grandmother's? Why is a nation that says we should be thankful for our ability to have children turning away a woman's right to choose? And sometimes that choice can be the option between life or death. Yet, the American community asks time and time again, are you willing to choose? between your life or being dead. You should be thankful we're even giving you the opportunity. And for queer Americans, we're seeing these dilemmas between life and liberty, or death, entrapment, become all the more prevalent. I have been openly gay for over 7 years, and looking back at it, it's been an interesting time, especially growing up in South Florida. But in the last year, not even year, 10 months, queer Americans are not only seeing their lives taken, but their livelihoods, but their image, and their history. Because if you erase the history of a community, you erase their present. Which is why President Donald Trump's administration chose to strike the names of trans activists from the Stonewall Monument. Which is why in my home state, the Pulse nightclub memorial is being taken away. Which is why the Supreme Court was simply one vote away from taking a case that would once again repeal gay marriage. It doesn't sound that scary, when you think about it right now. It's just marriage. It's just a couple of names. It's just history. But when we're expected to be thankful for being able to be proud to wear a rainbow, while the community wishes us dead, how will we ever belong? I don't quite know the answer to the problems we posed here today, but I do know that you cannot just expect someone to be thankful for being alive when they ask to be accepted and to stay thriving. It is our job, as the greater American public, to recognize our strengths and our failures, and create communities where acceptance means life, liberty, and happiness. Thank you. Oh, sorry.